Has the AI taken over the jobs? Many will argue technology and digitalization has rendered many people jobless. There is that school of thought. Others will say technology and AI has revolutionized the workplace. It has generated more jobs. Do you know you cannot take those AI technology to the judiciary? But why? The man argued that he is not an advocate. He uses AI against the commission. The judge also raised the issue. If the courts allow one person to draft pleadings the way they want, the others don't, the judgments will not be universal. Everybody has a right to access to justice on an equal footing. The judge dismissed the usage of AI in drafting the pleadings only on the reason that there is no law permitting it now. But the judge has made very critical things. One, he has told the Rules Committee to amend the law and incorporate AI. We are dealing with the question of AI, artificial intelligence. Let us look at where we were. The old time when there was no mobile phone. How are we communicating? Do you remember the day you could write your letter of love to your girlfriend and you must send it by the post office? The letter takes 3 weeks to reach the person you wanted. Do you remember when when the telephone was a hand, the booth, there was no mobile phone? Do you remember the old cameras, Fuji, Kodak? Can you imagine caught helicopter if today we were disseminating using Fuji or Kodak cameras, the old technology? Do you remember the fax? People sending messages by fax, telegram, all those eras. How was communication being done? Do you remember before the digitalization of the airways in this country, we had only one media house, KBC, that was opening at 5 p.m. and close at 11 p.m. in the evening. The whole day, there was nothing. There was only one radio station, one TV station, owned by government. What changed the world? Is it good we go that time? We go to the old time? I don't think anybody will want it. Today we are enjoying what is happening today, the digital era. We are seeing how Maduro is being arrested from Venezuela live. We are seeing how Ayatollah Khamenei is being killed in Iran live. I know most of you are not serious. Did you see the aeroplane carrying Baba, Raila Odinga's body from India live? Everybody was following it by the tracker on their phone. That is what technology has arrived. Caught helicopter. You can access it on your phone. You can access it on your email. You can access it on Facebook. You can access Caught Helicopter on YouTube. You can access Caught Helicopter on Instagram. You can access Caught Helicopter on Twitter. You can get access Caught Helicopter on TikTok. Every channel. Today, the AI does what millions and millions of people will be given to do. One command. It does that work. Has the AI taken over the jobs? Many will argue technology and digitalization has rendered many people jobless. There is that school of thought. Others will say technology and AI has revolutionized the workplace. It has generated more jobs. We are looking at the judiciary. Do you know you cannot take those AI technology to the judiciary? But why? A friend of mine called Cyrus was in court and he saw this story. Pleadings were drafted by AI. The judge dismissed them. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and the owners of AI and technology have cases in the US. They are fighting about AI. What is the position of the law? Court helicopter is a legal channel. This is what was taken to the High Court of Kenya at Nairobi, Milimani High Court. The matter was Nayan Mansur Khal Shabla versus the Commission of Administrative Justice. That is the Office of the Ombudsman. This is a ruling by Honorable Justice Chigiti, J. Chigiti, Senior Counsel. Let us get the facts. What happened? The matter is, the question is whether or not is it legal to draft pleadings using artificial intelligence. Somebody drafted the pleadings using artificial intelligence. In paragraph 68, the court says the respondent or ex parte applicant admitted that he had used what he called ordinary digital tools, into brackets, including legal research tools, to assist in writing, but he personally reviewed, edited, and adopted every document, and he remains personally responsible for all factual statements on oath and legal citations. Paragraph 69, he argued that his pleadings contain no fabricated cases, no false citations, or invented quotations. He argued that he is a self-represented and uses useful, lawful tools to participate effectively in court. He is not a lawyer like Omari. The judge in paragraph 70 says the drafting of pleadings in Kenya is regulated by Order 2 of the Civil Procedure Rules. What are these rules? Rule 1. It provides that every pleading in civil proceedings, including proceedings against the government, shall contain information as to the circumstances in which it is alleged that the liability has arisen, and in case of government, the departments and officers concerned. Order 2, Rule 2, provides for the formal requirement that pleadings must have. Here is where the law is. It stipulates that every pleading shall be divided into paragraphs numbered consecutively, each allegation being so far as appropriate contained in a separate paragraph. 3. Dates, sums, and other numbers shall be expressed in figures and not words. Order 2, Rule 3. It provides that, subject to the provisions of this rule and Rules 6 and 7 and 8, every pleading shall contain only a statement in a summary form of the material facts on which the party pleadings relies for his claim or defense, but not the evidence by which those facts are to be proved, and the statement shall be as brief as the nature of the case admits. The judge goes on in paragraph 78. The rationale behind having the rules of drafting cannot be gainsaid. it creates a universal standard in the pleadings that all litigants and lawyers use and adopt when engaging with the courts in Kenya. Why did the judge dismiss pleadings filed through AI? Paragraph 8, the judge says, the fact that the applicant acts in person, this person doesn't have an advocate, does not give him the leverage or permission to adopt his unique drafting tools or structures and methodologies that are exclusively available to him. To allow that would enable him to unfairly enjoy a higher hand over the commission. When it comes to the duty to comply with the rules of draft pleadings, all litigants must be placed on an equal playing ground unless otherwise permitted by the court. The man argued that he is not an advocate. He uses AI against the commission. The judge found out that you cannot be allowed to use only yourself AI without the other party also getting to use them. What does the law say? The law, according to the judge, every party in court is equal. If one, whether represented or unrepresented, everybody is equal in court. Therefore, the court refused that argument. He goes to number 2. The use of personalized drafting tools, structures, and methodologies that are not provided for under the rules of drafting, like the ones the applicant has admittedly used, is deplorable. According to the judge, only you must draft your pleadings based on what has been allowed by the rules. He called this act deplorable. Oh my God. 3. To allow departure from the rules of drafting will create a litigation disaster, leaving the judges with no guiding beacons to propel the proceedings. This will ultimately reflect on the judgments that are informed by such unregulated terrain. The judge also raised the issue. If the courts allow one person to draft pleadings the way they want, the others don't, the judgments will not be universal. The judgments will be in favor of somebody using technology versus another person not using technology. 81. He moves on to say, the judge in paragraph 81, the generation of pleadings through unknown tools or artificial intelligence gives unfair advantage to the person drafting using these tools. Number 4, AI will give an advantage, undue advantage over the other. The judge could not take any of this. Remember, the judge has already called drafting by AI deplorable. He moves on to say, this amounts to an affront to access to justice as guaranteed under Article 48 of the Constitution. Under Article 8 of the Constitution, access to justice is to everybody. Everybody has a right to access to justice on an equal footing. So when you draft your pleadings using AI and the others don't, that is taking advantage, and that is unconstitutional, it is illegal, it is not allowed, and therefore the court found drafting by virtue of AI as being unconstitutional. Paragraph 83, the judge says, drafting pleadings using artificial tools known to the civil procedure rules and artificial intelligence, which are not provided for in our laws, gives such a user or a litigant an unfair advantage over their rival in an adversarial system. The judge is saying courts in Kenya are adversarial. Each party fights against the other party. The judge is a neutral listener. He makes a decision based on the arguments and materials presented by the parties. If one presents material out of AI and the other one doesn't, the one of AI will get favorable judgment. He dismissed that. 85. The Rules Committee has not yet amended or introduced drafting tools or mechanisms that are assisted by electronic tools, technology, or artificial intelligence. Under the law, there is what is called the Rules Committee. The Rules Committee is what sits and provides for rules to be used in court in drafting any document. This committee has not sat. It has not allowed artificial AI. So therefore, the tool is not permissible. A litigant cannot also decide to be a judge. The judge went ahead and made the final determination in paragraph 104. What did the judge say? Technology is a powerful socio-economic growth tool when it is harnessed with a legal framework. Kenya is currently working towards legally embracing artificial intelligence. Once the legislators come up with an appropriate legislative framework of at all, then artificial intelligence will then form part of our laws. The Rules Committee that is in charge of developing rules for our courts is hereby invited to consider amending the civil procedure rules so as to embrace technology and artificial intelligence, drafting rules through public participation. Lastly, the introduction of electronic drafting tools and artificial intelligence in the social transformation through access to justice. The Chief Justice's blueprint will also go a long way in enabling litigation in embracing technology within the appropriate policy and regulating framework the application has merit. So what is the judge saying? The judge dismissed the usage of AI in drafting the pleadings only on the reason that there is no law permitting it now. But the judge has made very critical things. One, he has told the Rules Committee to amend the law and incorporate AI. The judge has recommended to the CJ to make the rules and allow usage of AI in court. Lastly, the judge has recommended to Parliament not to sit and wait, but to be proactive and make laws that will allow AI to be part and parcel of the court documents as court-used instruments to be used. This is a generational change from the old judiciary. Remember, the old judiciary, media was not allowed to cover proceedings. Today, courts, media cover proceedings live. Interviews for the Supreme Court were live. Court helicopter captured all the proceedings of Wasame and the others being interviewed. We are in a world of technology. The Gen Z are ahead because of technology. From court helicopter, out of 10, we give this judge, Justice Chigiti, Senior Counsel, 10 out of 10 for being sensitive to technology. For the person who tested this, although his matter was struck out, we give him 10 out of 10 because he has started a discussion on using AI in courts. Lastly, from Court Helicopter, we appreciate you, we value you, and we appreciate you because out of internet and out of the digital platform, you are following us. You follow Court Helicopter from YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We thank you very much. Wakili Danstan Omari on AI, because Court Helicopter is digital, Court Helicopter is good, and it is making progress to still digitalize and use the latest technology. Thank you very much.